So one of the ways we really try to help our customers is service after the sale. We believe that's the number one thing that separates us from our competitors. And so we get a lot of calls, texts, emails, and typically the first thing we're going to need is for you to actually identify your shock. So if you bought it directly from us, it's a little easier for us to find your information in the computer. However, if you bought it through a dealer, that's no problem at all. We just need to know the serial number. So on all of our shocks, the serial number is laser engraved on the body cap area. They're really old shocks. They might have been hand engraved, but you're going back to at least a 10-year-old shock if it's not lasered. So that serial number allows us to look up when we built the shock, any changes we made to the shock, and exactly the valving. And so if you're calling with a setup question and where should I run this shock, or I'm struggling in this type of condition, that serial number allows us to see all the real data of the shock as long as we were the last ones to work on it. Another thing is identifying your shock. We get people that call, hey, I bought a car, it has your shocks on it, I don't know what it is. So visually, you could compare this shock to a shock on our website. You could see that this is a twin tube shock, small body, right? It's not a large body. How long is it? Easiest way to do that, a tape measure with the shock all the way extended. You're going to want to measure, and that is a 7-inch shock. So you're measuring from the end of the rod guide to the jam nut, how much travel is available. This is a 7-inch shock. So this would be a RS15 7-inch. So sometimes the decal will identify it, but we're actually getting away from that because we have so many models of shocks, we're just putting the same decal on all of them. But pretty easy to identify what you have. If you have the serial number, we can look it up and figure it out. But if you just quickly, I need to know what I have, I don't have the serial number, you can match this to the newest shock on our website. You might have an RS12 and the new one's an RS23, but the RS23 will tell you it's a small body twin tube. You can measure the length, and we can take it from there. So very important when you're calling us for tech support. We are more than happy to help. Email is the easiest way if you're trying to get with me, because I can respond to you no matter where I'm at, and a lot of times I'm traveling and at races. So that's just Garrett@CSIShocks.com. Always happy to help you with tech questions. But if you provide your serial numbers, that helps. Typically my first response to an email is, what's the serial number, so I can actually look up that data and see exactly what it is. And the reason being is so many of our shocks are custom built. Everything is built specific for its intended user today. But even 7-8 years ago, we kind of pioneered that style of shock building in our markets. So we really need the serial number to see exactly what it is, what generation of shock it is, what pistons it is in it, what the adjustment range looks like, and so that's super helpful. And we've serialized our shock since day one. So we started with serial number 1000, and I think we're like at 35,000 now, so built a lot of them.